As you can see, I've done some redecorating. Looks like I'm missing something. Hi, Serene. Hello, hello. Hi guys, I haven't slept yet. Classic me. I think this is the quietest my computer has been in the background. This can just be on in the background. I'm gonna read some cozy stories from Reddit. Grocery store interaction. I went to my local small grocery store I frequent today. I'm friendly or even friends with all of the employees there and enjoy our short chats while I grab my items and check out. Today I walked down and had Pokemon Go up. I set my phone down with it still open while I got my card and paid. The courtesy clerk is a sweet, funny, odd older man and asked what it was. I explained that it was Pokemon Go, and I play it while I walk my dogs or go to the store and back. He said he was going on break in a moment and asked if I minded telling him more. Of course not. It made me smile. It's okay if you drift in and out here. I can just be in the background. There's a good bunny. Relax. Relax. Thank you for the head pats. I finished paying as to not keep people in line waiting and took a step back to wait. When he had his break a moment later, had so many questions. So you walk around and catch these silly little monsters. Does it cost money? Where and when can I play? Can I play it when I go back to Argentina to visit my family? There were many more questions, but he needed to get back to work and said he would download it tonight. We have tentative plans to take a walk around our village area so he can learn the ropes in the next few days. I am fairly introverted and not normally in the market for new friends, but this should be fun. Gio is super quirky and I think this will be fun. I can't wait to hear more about his life as we walk and chat. What I know, even as of now, he is very interesting. This is a post in our benign existence. You can just listen without following. I walked in. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I walked in on my husband having this conversation. That's not nice. There's a family living there. You can't harass them like that. You don't like strangers intruding in your space. He was bent over talking to our cat. We have a lidded styrofoam box in our backyard that my husband intended to use as a planter, but a bird decided to nest in it. Our cat keeps trying to peek inside and chase Mama Bird around the yard. He has since raised the box so that it's out of the cat's reach. That's so wholesome. Real life Tom and Jerry. You're allowed to just have me in the background. This was a post in the same sub, benign existence. Complimented a man's hair yesterday at work. Older man came to my bagel shop at a not so busy time in the early morning. Maybe in his 60s. He was wearing a cap, but what wasn't covered by the cap was a nice head of white-gray, very soft-looking, loose, natural curls. I admired for a few seconds and then told him I loved his hair. He glanced back and forth around to check if I was looking at someone else. There was no one in his area, and then pointed at himself and said, "Me?" I said, "Yeah, you, it's very nice." Would have said more, but my brain wasn't running at full capacity after an hour into my shift. He seemed a little mystified, but I hope he knows he has good hair. So cute. You don't have to keep up with anything. It's okay to miss parts. Thank you. Hello, Scarecrow. How are you? I caught my kid reading after bedtime. My kid is in first grade. We've been in the I already know how to read, but I hate it and don't want to practice phase. And I've been trying and failing at getting him to find something he enjoys reading, or even to admit he actually enjoyed the story he was reading. Last night, I got home a little after his bedtime, so I went to see if he was still up so I could say goodnight. "Yeah, I'm still awake, Mommy. I was reading Goodnight, Biscuit." "Okay, good night, sweetie. Sleep well." Mind blown emoji. Literally the first time I've ever seen him read a book without being told to do so. Maybe we're turning a corner in the fight over learning to read. That would be nice. As a parent, that's a huge victory. This can just exist around you. I'll be here. Purrs in the middle of the night. I often wake up in the middle of the night, and so does my spouse, sometimes at the same time. Our cat sleeps beside our bed, and whenever she realizes we're awake, especially if it's both of us, she starts purring immediately. We don't even have to interact with her. She never gets treats or fed when we wake up in the wee hours. She's not asking for attention. She's simply happy we're awake. It's the sweetest thing. Your brain doesn't have to solve anything right now. You can just exist. Thank you for the follow. An owl told me to talk to two strangers today. Walking along the river park trails, I heard a faint, brief call of a great horned owl. It was as if it was saying, "Psst." I looked up through a maze of branches to see a pair of yellow, unblinking eyes about 30 feet up. We looked at each other for a minute. I made a mental note of the spot, and I continued on the walk until I ran into a couple with their dog walking toward me. You guys want to see an owl? Which is a weird thing to say to strangers. But I took them back to the spot which I had left behind by about 100 yards. I was praying that it would still be there, and I could find it again, because that would be an awkward moment if not. But I pointed it out to them, and they were taking pictures and geeking out, which was cool. The guy said he had never seen an owl in 30 years of walking the area. The comments are pretty wholesome. You got a quest and fulfilled said quest immediately. I like that. You can relax. This can just exist around you. Thank you for the follow. The post office is so nice. I scheduled a passport application appointment at my local USPS. Thank you for the follow. But didn't realize I accidentally put the wrong date. The postal worker helping me was so kind. Since she had time, she let me get my application in anyways. And it was so quick and easy. I have anxiety, so I worry about things I haven't done before. But it was overall such a pleasant experience once I finally got there. Every time I go to the post office, I have a nice time. I get the anxiety about things I haven't done before too. I usually rehearse things like phone calls before I do them. Thank you for the follow. This space doesn't expect anything from you. You can just share in the energy and the cozy vibes. That's enough. Morning coffee. I work in the library. One of our assistants, who works the hardest, never remembers to stop for coffee on the way in. Recently, one of our librarians realized what was going on and started making the assistant a cup of coffee, even adding cream and sugar for her when she makes a cup for herself. Our assistant is 76 years old and told the young librarian that she wants to adopt her. She just appreciates that cup of coffee. It is wonderful to see each morning. I feel like knowing how someone takes their coffee and making it for them that way is a love language. Just listen to the background noise for a second. Notice how steady you're safe to relax. American tourists were charming. I'm Irish. I live in Dublin. It's absolutely teeming with Americans most days. Today, after work, I took myself for a pint in a local pub. It's very popular among Americans, but also very comfortable for locals. A very old American man and his younger daughter slash niece slash granddaughter sat beside me with two Irish family members. Very quickly, the old man knocked over a pint and I helped them clean up. The man immediately thanked me and complimented my shoes. He also invited me to dinner. I politely declined. Good morning, my dad. Eavesdropping informed me that he's a major liberal with very modern views. They got up to leave and he came over and shook my hand. He told me he comes over every February for some event and has been coming for 35 years. He was so kind and I'm glad I met him. Nothing is rushing you. Everything can slow down a little. Thank you for the follow. Good morning. I did something nice. Someone messaged me about a game I was selling on Facebook Marketplace. She said her husband would meet me later tonight. It was a Japanese version of a DS game. They drove a few hours to get the game, and when they arrived, it was a kid, probably 14 to 15, and the game didn't work in their system, DSi, because of the region being different. I got a system to test the game just to make sure the cartridge was working. I was unaware of the region lock at the time. Sure enough, the game worked in the DS I brought down. I got that specific DS in a trade that I came out way ahead on. So I figured that it would be nice to give it to the kid so they could play their game. So that's what I did. The parent and kid were a little shocked, but I assured them it was fine. I'm not fishing for a pat on the back or anything, but I don't normally do good things out of the blue like that because I'm super, super materialistic, and it made me feel good and happy. I hope that kid enjoys the game. Hello, Kinetic. Welcome. He probably made that kid's whole year by doing that. You can stay as long as you want. No pressure to talk. I reorganized one small drawer. Not the whole kitchen, just one drawer that had slowly turned into a mix of random things. Hello, hello, Sumida. Old receipts, batteries, a pen that doesn't work, rubber bands. It took maybe 10 minutes. It doesn't look perfect, but it feels calmer when I open it now. When you're immersed in the depression, small victories like that are huge. Small progress is progress, and good on them for celebrating it. I'm EP, but also awake. Bus stop, buddy. Small child at my regular bus stop, playing with his little spaceship, makes eye contact with me, so I smile. Clearly to the child, this means we are now friends. So he keeps coming back to me with his ship for more smiles. Bus is late. When it finally crests the hill, I see small child's whole face light up. He hustles back to me to point out the bus. I tell him, oh, the bus is here finally. Excellent news, thank you. He beams like I have just confirmed he made the bus come. Every heart at the bus stop is melted. Other stranger comments on how adorable father is clearly proud of his endlessly charming child. We all get on the bus a little lighter. Sweet baby, relax, relax. You're safe to be here. I've got you for a while. Thank you for that bath. Dear diary, dog and dog and dog and dog. Ricky loves dog. Drawing a dog, going that way. Drawing another dog, dog is going that way. Drawing another dog. 1, 2, 3 dogs. Dog is going that way and that way. Dog and dog speak. 2 beaks. Curly fur. Go and have some food with mommy. Dog can watch. With peas and rice and peas and corn. I crashed. Am I back yet? The astute reader may be able to guess that his drawings today were many, many dogs. He has started insisting that we point to the words as we go when we read to him. He's been very interested in letters for most of the last year, and he seems determined that he's going to pin those slippery little squiggles down. Cute. Here's a small victory. Ran out of bread, peanut butter, and jelly at the same time. Had just enough for lunch today. Life is good. I'm right here with you. There's no timeline right now. You can relax. I put together a dresser. It came in two massive flat pack boxes. I started unpacking them. Thank you for the follow. Yesterday morning, laying out pieces and organizing hardware into separate containers, and had it all assembled by 10 p.m. I moseyed through the process. Put drawers together first, then put the slides on, then a bit at a time throughout the day. I got more and more accomplished. Read the instructions multiple times. Kept up my hydration to keep down my frustration. Took lots of breaks over the whole day. Not one four-letter word was uttered. A miracle. This morning, I slid this 9-drawer behemoth into my room, and for the first time in years, I put my clothes away. Today, at least, I am a successful adult TM. Thank you for the follow. Building something without uttering a four-letter word is pretty impressive. You can rest exactly as you are. The scent of freshly watered rosemary bushes in the morning. My small front yard is bordered by rosemary bushes. Every morning I water them, and the burst of natural fresh fragrance is so uplifting. It's the best aromatherapy. That sounds really relaxing. First egg. About 2 weeks ago, we adopted a rooster and 3 hens. I often go and sit in the cage with them to let them get used to me. The rooster and one of the hens are warming up to me, but the two others are going to take longer. The other day it was raining on and off, and I took the opportunity to dash across during a brief break in the rain. But as soon as I got situated, the rain started again. So I sat quietly, handing out mealworms to my feather-brained friends, and listened to the rain hitting the cover, along with the gentle chatter from the chickens. Before too long, one of the chickens decided the warmth of my lap would be a delightful place to nap, and all was right with the world for a long moment or two. When the rain finally stopped again, I checked the coop only to find our young ladies had laid their first eggs. They were of a milky cream color, with a blush of light tan modeling their surface. What a sweet, peaceful afternoon. Cuddly naps are so rejuvenating. You're not behind on anything in this moment. Things can wait. Hello, hello, sweet moment between Amazon driver and my kitty, sitting near the bay window in my den. Kitty, 1.5 years, on the big sill looking outside, had just awakened from a nap. Thank you for the follow. Anxious type, still getting comfortable with closeness. Amazon driver, young dude, kinda jacked looking, delivers packages to the front door. On his way back, he gently touches the window near her nose. Then he is gone. She then comes over and curls up on the couch in front of me. Oh, that's so sweet. You can relax here comforted you in any way, make sure to come back. So far, I stream almost every day. You're doing okay. Even like this, you're okay. Feline affection. My cat isn't big on affection, but sometimes if she's very sleepy and the moon is in the right astrological spot, she'll climb into my lap and act like she's drunk on her love for me. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Animals' love is so pure. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break here, and then I'll be back, and we'll do more cozy things. Thank you for the follow. bunnies. Good morning, love. I just read your message. I'm so sorry that happened. We're gonna switch gears a little bit and go to some uplifting news articles. You don't have to pay attention. You can just let me sit in the background. Good morning, lazy. The population of monarch butterflies in Mexico increased 64% this winter, offering a glimmer of hope for an insect considered at risk of extinction. I think the monarch butterfly is the only one that I can identify. This is the largest growth they've had since 2018. Did you know that every fall, tens of millions of butterflies travel from Canada across the US and finally to the forests of western Mexico? Thank you for the follow. It looks like illegal logging has been virtually eradicated in this core zone since 2008. So the monarch butterfly's habitat is being protected and conserved. You can just exist here. Nothing to focus on. Nothing that needs to be said. You can just share this space with me. Fred Rogers Productions and Little Dot Studios have teamed to bring Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood to a dedicated YouTube channel for the first time. team will have to work with Fred Rogers Productions to launch and manage the channel, and the channel will include full-length episodes and a collection of repurposed digital-first content. That's really cool. If you're a bee fan, you will be pleased to hear scientists uncovered the nutrients bees were missing, and the study showed colonies surged 15-fold. That's lovely. That's a huge amount. Apparently, they are starving for the right nutrients. You can fade in and out. No pressure to do anything. A 12-year-old half-blind dog fought off a bear in New Mexico and protected dozens of animals, including 60 chickens. She had been tracking something on the property, and they didn't know what. And they found her in the driveway the next morning with major injuries. She's been nicknamed the Bear Slayer. Hello, Ayano. Oh, so wholesome. Hello, Gojira. A woman who never stopped updating her lost dog's chip reunites with him after 11 years. Thank you for the follow, Gojira. I'm over the moon, she says. It's like Christmas morning every day. Thank you for the follow. Her dog, 40 Cal, had been missing for 11 years. A man called her, claiming that her dog had been found, and she thought she was being pranked. Then the staff at some facility sent her pictures of her dog, and his markings, and she knew it was him. "11 years, and she never gave up on being reunited with her dog. That's so special." There was apparently, thank you for the follow. There was apparently a rumor that the world's oldest known land animal, Jonathan the tortoise, had died, but it was not true, and he's still alive at nearly 200 years old. You can just stay with me. You can relax here. There was a woman stuck on a cliff in a bikini with no shoes, hanging off the side of it, 70 feet down the cliff. Firefighters were able to drop down a rescue cable so that she could secure herself, and they were able to walk her safely up the cliff. But she was found just clinging to a cliff near a cliff house in San Francisco. It's a lucky lady, not for hanging from the cliff, but for the rescue. There was a man who was going to bomb a hospital, and a patient intervened by hugging him to help him calm down. He said he looked out of place, so he went over to see if he was alright, to see if he could cheer him up, and he was acting suspicious. He committed to staying with him to take his mind off of what he wanted to do, get to know him and see if he could change his mind. The man asked him to stand up and give him a hug, so he said, "Yes, have a hug, mate." And then he told him, "I want you to phone the police before I change my mind." He even managed to get the man who was going to bomb. He borrowed his phone to make the 911 call because he was using his own to subtly record the interaction. That is wild. What a good Samaritan. I am reading uplifting news on Reddit. We're just relaxing here. Los Angeles City Council approves $177 million for eviction defense, tenant aid. This is definitely a cozy place. Oh. Scientists may have found a pill for sleep apnea. A European clinical trial found that the drug Silthium significantly reduced breathing interruptions in people with moderate to severe sleep apnea. Patients taking higher doses experienced up to 47% fewer pauses in breathing and improved oxygen levels during sleep. The drug helps stabilize breathing signals in the brain, reducing airway collapse. Scientists say the findings could pave the way for a pill-based alternative to CPAP machines. Wholesome though. Just a 5-year-old boy being very excited to go outside for the first time after a series of heart operations. Japan approved stem cell treatment for Parkinson's in a world first. A 5-year-old boy was left alone in a hospital on the day of his heart surgery. his anesthesiologist adopted him. That's sad but wholesome. I'm gonna start fading away shortly. Thank you for sitting with me tonight, this morning. My space is always a cozy space. So if this helped